Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am just enjoying this weather. I'm Springtime. I absolutely love Springtime in Chicago. It's just a beautiful time. My flowers are already blooming, or should I say, they're coming up. The green part of my flowers are coming up. And then shortly, in the next couple of weeks, I hope to see some buds and some petals and some nice blooms coming on. So, as you guys know, I am Chantelle Branch, your domestic violence specialist, educating individuals on why their decision to remain silent keeps them locked in abuse. And today, our topic is dressing her mind. I know we all, Mother's Day, Easter, let's see, Valentine's Day, Sweeties Day, Sundays, Fridays, Saturdays, any day of the week, we love to get dressed. Some of us we are lash girls, others of us, we love to get our nails done. Me, it's all about the hair. I love hair and I love face. I love hair and face and lipsticks and lips and brows. I'm a brow girl. And they're just different things about each of us as women that we love to put on to our bodies. And it just makes us feel good. We do it because it makes us feel good. We do it because we like the way that it looks. But today, I really wanted to just dive deeper into why we do the things that we do, why we dress the way that we dress. How healthy is it, our habits when it comes to dressing, whether it is the eyes, the face, people are when and even people are dressing their bodies in such a way where they're dressing their skin, they're dressing their butts, their boobs. They're doing everything in between that they possibly know to do when it comes to their body. And I want to bring on a specialist. Her name is Lois, and I just love her brand. I love what she does for women. And I love how she's going to help me dive deep into the conversation of trusting her mind and really means. So, hey, Lois
Hi,
Shonukhan. Shonukhan. You say
Shonu-
it for me.
you almost got it, Shonukhan.
Hi. Hello, Mrs. Lois Shonukhan. Um, she is the owner of Hadara. It is a fashion. She sells, you know what? You tell us what you do because you know what? I don't mess the whole intro. Okay, everybody forgive me. I'm so sorry. Let me do this again. This is Mrs. Lois Shonukhan. She is the owner of the clothing line Hadara, and she will give her great, wonderful introduction of everything that she does, everything for and in between, and help us just understand a little bit more about who you are, what you're doing, and what you have going on right now. This happy spring 2021.
Well, hello, everyone. And first of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Chantelle, for having me here on today. I am so excited. Hi, everyone. My name is Lois Shonukhan. I am the founder, owner of Hadara. Hadara is a brand. Pretty much our goal is to empower women to look, feel, and be their best. So it's an online clothing store. We cater to women and we sell exclusive statement pieces. And everyday wear of clothes, jewelry, accessories. And also, I'm also the owner of another brand. It's called Zoe Health. I'm very passionate about health and wellness. And, what we eat is who we are pretty much. What we eat is a result of how we feel and how we carry ourselves. So Zoe Health is a meal prep service that we pretty much empower people to eat healthy and to put good things in their body. So I'm very excited to be here. And thank you for having me, Chantel.
Awesome. So I'm excited. You said you have signature pieces. And what made you get started with your clothing line? Why was it so important that that was the business you decided that's what I want to do?
Well, to be honest with you, for a long time, I've been very passionate about just helping women, encouraging women. I would always be the one that's the friend is always encouraging you, pushing you, you can do it. The friend somebody calls when they're down. So I'm very passionate about that. It's actually like a ministry for me. So, and I love anything beauty, fashion, just like you. So bringing those things together, it only made sense. Up till like 2 years ago, I was in corporate America, making money, being a mother and a kid, but being a mother and, this and that. But I knew that I wanted something different, for myself. And I knew that I wanted to help women, because I would come home from work. I'd be so tired. I barely had time to, be there for my kids and to do what I was really passionate about. And that's how Hadara was born.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And so, for those of you that are thinking about transitioning from corporate America, the traditional 9 to 5, Lois, tell us what it was like, or what type of support do you need to have in order to make that transition to be a full-time entrepreneur?
It's very important to have support, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't depend on support because not everybody will see your vision, and not everybody will understand. So don't let lack of support stop you from doing what you know. However, I would say it's very important to have things in place before, totally living, like I did corporate America. I had a good support. I had a husband that was also, making great money, and we had good savings. So I was able to make that, crazy leap, So I would say if you're thinking about totally leaving corporate America, plan. What is your goal? Be realistic about it. How much do you need to have in a savings? To leave your job, or how long are you going to be? Is it going to be in 2 years? Is it going to be in 5 years? Just be realistic and plan ahead.
Absolutely. I love that you said plan. And for those of you that are listening and thinking about being an entrepreneur, it's important that you plan. I kind of just, for me, I have been an entrepreneur. I've been a cosmetologist for over 20 years. So it wasn't something that I necessarily planned to do. It was something that I happened to wander into just because I did have that natural ability to do hair and just some different things, and then going on to school. But I didn't plan for me, I guess, to be in the industry so long, for 20 years. So a lot of things I had to pick up along the way. And one of the things that I like that Lois said is planning, making sure that you have a savings. What does that realistically look like? And we're being honest, ladies. If we're honest with ourselves, we know some of us like $200 lashes. Now I'm a strip girl, so I'm gonna always be okay. And I'm not gonna break the bank on spending that kind of money. But some of us also like expensive hair styles. And if you know that that is a part of your habit, that is a part of something that you do monthly or every 2 weeks or every time you get paid, you are, spending your money at somebody's beauty salon or beauty supply store, all of that stuff needs to be accounted for, needs to be in your budget. And then also, if you're shopping, you love clothes and fashion, and and you look at your budget. I mean, what I'm saying is that you're going to have to make some type of adjustment in your lifestyle in order to get where you want to be, and you're going to have to make some sacrifices. So Lois, tell us what it was like. Have you had any big sacrifices or big challenges over the last 2 years with becoming an entrepreneur and being in your business full time?
Yeah, I mean, of course, being an entrepreneur, a lot of people look at the glamorous side. Oh my God, you're doing this, you're running your own business, you can schedule your own time, but it's actually a lot more to that. When you are an entrepreneur, at least for me anyway, you're working almost 24 hours. I mean, even up to now, that's one of the things that my husband complains about. He's like, put the computer down, take some break. But when you're working for yourself, you're doing everything, initially anyway, and you're putting your all in it, and it takes a lot of your time. So you have to sacrifice a lot, maybe spending time with your friends, as or some of the things you usually do, sacrifice money, especially in the initial state. So there's a lot that you have to sacrifice. So you really have to be willing to pay the price. It looks glamorous, and it is
Mhm.
rewarding. There's a lot of benefit to it. I would not trade it back. I wouldn't go back, but it's
Absolutely. And I like that you said that because I think a lot of times, and I don't know if you saw it, but sometimes on social media within the past couple months or couple weeks when people were getting stimmy checks, they call it
definitely.
stimmy checks. I forgot the real name of it. The stimulus checks. So when people were getting stimulus checks, people would say, "Oh, you need to go and start a business. You need to go and get an LLC." But honestly, if you're not willing to sacrifice more than 8 hours for that business because
Yes.
it's something that you're going to be passionate about, and when you first start out, you're going to have so much fuel and energy, and you're just going to be like, I love to do it, I love it. And then somewhere along the way, you're going to lose steam, you're going to lose that energy.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out, how do I get refueled? How do I keep going? Or I've been doing this for 6 to 18 months, and I've spent, you know, X amount of dollars, and I'm running low on that savings that I had set aside. You know, the marketing and advertising that I did and I budgeted for, it didn't necessarily bring in the revenue or the traffic to my website or to my business. I didn't sell the amount of products that I wanted to sell. So I'm saying all that to say that when we are a mom, when we are entrepreneur, when we are a wife, when we have kids, and even if you're a single mom, um and if you have a ministry, and if you're part of volunteer groups, and you're doing things, volunteering with this kid and taking this kid to this practice or this game, it all affects our health and our wellness. And so a lot of times we're not taking care of ourselves, so great that you have the business and you're putting in the time, but like Lois was saying, being realistic to having a plan, and what does that really look like for you, and mapping it out. I think we need to map it out, because we jump out into stuff so quick, and then we in the middle of traffic.
Girl. And then we're stuck. And I feel like being in business is almost like being in a relationship or a marriage. Initially, you start out, you're like in this dating phase, and everything looks beautiful, and you're so excited. I just started my business, and then that first moment butterfly phases out, and then you need something to keep you going. So you have to be. One of the things I learned in business is you have to know your why. You can't just start a business because everybody else is doing it. What is driving you? What problem are you trying to solve? Why are you passionate about this particular business? And I feel like if you know your why, that will keep you going. It will keep you till the end. It will keep you consistent, because a lot of people, when I started my business 2 years ago, a lot of people started business at the same time, and sadly to say, not all of them are still holding on. Not all of them are still consistent. So consistency and knowing your why is key.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think because I've seen people say, I'm gonna write a book,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna open a bakery in the same year. And I'm like, what? And then they say, and in all of that, I'm gonna sell my book in my bakery. Okay. And are we selling cookbooks? Like, what kind of book are we? you know, what are we selling? And I know, people talk a lot about brand, and they talk a lot about, I think branding, when they say no, when you say know your why, I think that's a big part of branding.
Yes.
Because I remember, and it was just recently, and I was transitioning from doing hair, still was doing hair. I didn't know that I was going to begin my transition. And I had also written my first book. And I remember I got these cute flyers made. They were 4x4s. And on one side, it advertised the hair business. And on the other side, it advertised my website for my book. And I
Right.
remember meeting a woman, and she did something where she did like marketing for like huge companies,
Mm-hmm.
and she looked at, and she liked the card that I gave her. She liked my book. She even introduced me. It was a great plug. But she didn't introduce me. I used my daughter, and hey, sometimes you got to use those kids. God, I forgot the artist's name, Remy Ma. So she
Okay.
was able to help me get one of my books to that particular artist. And I was like, oh my God. But one thing she taught me in that, at that, it was the Black Women's Expo, in that little bit of time that I spent with her, it was like 10 minutes. She was like, never mix your brands.
I
And I was
agree.
like,
Yeah.
what you talking to? Like, what? Like, I still hadn't caught on why that was so important. But
Mhm.
knowing your why keeps
Yes,
you going.
absolutely.
And because of transitioning, I didn't even know I was gonna, the next year, I was really gonna make the decision that I'm gonna stop doing hair, I'm gonna close the salon, and I'm gonna focus on being a domestic violence advocate. And that was my why. So now that I know my why, I am like running full throttle, and not even full speed ahead, but it's like I'm running a marathon, um, to get that business off the ground. And I'm focusing 100%. And so my time is not split.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, people would, I'm gonna open a bakery, I'm gonna write a book, and then I'm gonna sell cars on the side, and
Right.
and I decorate for parties. You are splitting your time in so many places that you never get to your why of that
Mhm.
one particular business.
And it confuses people. I mean, if I went to your website and I saw hair and I saw a woman, I'm like, what is she? What message is she trying to communicate? You know, it's confusing, you know. So I definitely agree with never mixing your brand. It's like me mixing Hadara with Zoe Health. You know, they're both part of me, but I can't mix them because they're two different visions, two different whys, you know. So
Absolutely. So speaking of health, when you have the woman who has the business, or she works a 9 to 5, she has the husband, she has the kids, um, and she's not practicing self-care, what are some of the things that you shaking your head already? So what are some, give us some tips, we need it, because sometimes I know I get caught in that cycle too often, and I'm really trying to just reel myself back and say it's okay. And I think for me, knowing that it's okay to say I can focus on me, and sometimes for me I feel guilty if I focus on me first.
yeah,
So
you're just like me. You're like every mother out there. You know, we feel guilty that we're taking care of ourselves. But let me hit you with something. If you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot adequately take care of those people around you. You know, so those people that you love, you're feeling guilty. But if you're not taking care of you, if you're not taking time to do your makeup, do your hair like you love to, or get your nails done, or feel your best, look your best, you're not going to be able to adequately take care of other people at all. It's just that simple. I mean, in our mind, we think, oh, yeah, I can do it all. And we neglect ourselves. But honestly, if you neglect yourself, you're not going to be able to fully give 100% to the next person.
I agree. I agree. So ladies, we're sharing this knowledge, because for me, I have experienced burnout too many times. I have tried saying the candle at both ends. I've done it. And so I'm at a point in my life where my no is my no. I'm not going to burn the candle at both ends. And if it doesn't fit into my schedule, and if it disrupts what I have to do for my family, then it's just an automatic no. And
Right.
so being able to differentiate that and understand that that's business, right?
Right.
That's family business, right?
Yeah.
um,
I would love to give, I'm sorry to interrupt.
no, go
Um,
ahead, go ahead.
a practical tip to any woman out there. We think about self-care, we're like, oh, I gotta schedule a vacation, I gotta schedule girl time, but every day you can schedule time for yourself. you know for what I do, I'm like, I need an hour a day. My husband knows that, my kids know that at this certain hour mommy is gone. Leave mommy alone. And I need that time to be with myself. For me, I use that time to just self-reflection and some time to pray, so they know not to disturb me at that time. I feel like it's an everyday thing, because when you do it every day, you take time. Maybe it's just taking that time and getting your hair done, in the morning, and you're like, nobody disturbs me, whatever you like to do, just taking that time every day to do it, then it would prevent you from eventually having a burnout and getting depressed and say, well, I never take care of myself, I'm so tired. Because we get there when you're not taking care of yourself every day, when you're not pouring into yourself the way that you're pouring into other people, your kids, your friends, everybody around you, you're gonna burn out. You're human.
Absolutely.
Just taking that time every day to pour into yourself, doing something you love, whether it's just taking 30 minutes to listen to your favorite music, some motivational talk in your room by yourself, going for a drive, going to your store, painting your nails, whatever you need to do, maybe you can only afford 10-15 minutes a day, whatever you need to do, take some time for yourself, for self-care every single day.
Well, that's a word. I needed to hear that. Because I think for me, I know for me, I don't schedule time for myself, and I definitely put myself last. Um, so now I'm thinking it while you were talking, I was like, what hour of the day could I use for myself? Um, because I'm not like a morning person, but trying to figure out when is that time. And then I know I can communicate it. I don't have a problem doing that. But being able to but being able to take that time is so crucial, and it's going to help you in the long run for your business.
Yes.
And when we're not doing it, like you said, it affects our mental state. Like, I just had a baby, so I am super affected. I'm sensitive. Don't say nothing to me because I just be about to break in a second. But it's also like, okay, calm down. It's not as bad as it seems, but I know I just need to take that time. So even today, just getting ready, I was able to get the baby together. I handed the baby to the big sister, oldest sister, and she was like, "But your podcast is not till later." I am taking the time right now. I'm going to do my hair, I'm going to do my makeup, and I'm going to get dressed. And I know that the baby is fed, is clean, and he's about to go to sleep, and you can rock him to sleep.
Yes, that's right. And I think a lot of us, we have a hard time delegating, and you just have to. It's needed. A lot of women, I mean, a lot of my friends, they have a hard time telling their spouse or telling, people to help them. A lot of us have that time, but you just have to, or else you're gonna find yourself crashing. And if you don't give people responsibility and you don't trust them with responsibility, you're gonna burn yourself out. It's just that simple.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us more about Zoe. It's called Zoe Ministries or
Yeah, Zoe Healthy Plates.
Zoe Health. So tell us more about that, because I know we all can be healthy after 2020 made us gain all this weight.
Right.
I have an excuse because I had a baby. So everybody else that didn't have a baby, no.
Good. Yeah. Well, Zoe Healthy Plate, it's a meal prep company, but it's so much more than that. We do consulting, we're helping people to live a healthier life. We do diet consultation, a lot of things. And we are really passionate about helping people in our community, especially the African American community, to eat healthy. So we focus mainly on plant-based meals. I'll go back and tell you my story. About 4 years ago, I got really, really sick. Went to the doctor. They couldn't figure out what was going on. They did all kinds of tests and they couldn't figure out what was going on. The doctor was telling me maybe it's stress, but I was having some really crazy symptoms. So I started doing research and I, started researching the plant-based diet, the healthy diet, and I started implementing that into my lifestyle. And not only did I lose like a lot of weight, but I started feeling so much more better. I had a lot of energy. My skin was clear. I mean, I was aging backwards, everything. So I got passionate about that lifestyle, eating healthy, eating plant-based. And ever since then, I've been an advocate of it. So that was really what birthed this vision. This business is the same way it helped me, get over that sickness. I want to be able to help people. You know, a lot of times you hear health is wealth. We don't realize how important taking care of our body is until we get sick. You know, it's so important. We only have one body, and it all goes back to what we are just talking about, self-care. You know,
Yes.
self-care is about not just how you take care of yourself on the outside, you know, your makeup, your hair, your nails, or whatever you're wearing, you know, but it's what you put on the inside. And to be quite honest with you, what you put on the inside every day is more important. So we are so passionate, and that's how this company was developed, is just to educate people, number one, on the importance of eating healthy, number two, to assist them in their journey to eat healthy. So we haven't officially launched. We do have some customers right now, and we've been, you know, having customers all around Chicago for the past 3 months. But we are doing an official launch of the company in May.
Awesome. Well, hey. I mean, hey, that is a beautiful thing. Who can't use? I know me. I always say when I get famous, right? But as my business continues to grow, I definitely need something um to help me, to aid me, because I don't always, as the business is continuing to grow, and now having a newborn, if I can have a meal or two, like
Yeah,
lunch
yes,
is done, or once we really start get moving,
yes.
and we get on the go, I can have dinner. Especially if I'm picking the kid up, dropping the kid off, and have a baby, and then my husband gets home from work. Guess what? Food is already in there. Hey, yep, that's meat. Yep, it looks different, but it's meat. Wink, wink.
And
But
actually, Chantelle, that's our goal. That you are our target market. People that they want to eat healthy, they want a lifestyle change, they want to feel better, they want to look better, but they're just too busy to cook. They're too busy to do it on their own. So, that's why we're here. We want to assist you, so that it's easier for you to live the life that you want to live, because you're feeling good. When you're feeling good, you're able to accomplish that vision. You're able to do your business. You're able to think creatively. So, definitely, you are our target market.
see, girl, you got a customer. You got a customer, okay? um, and because and it goes back to knowing your why. When you know your why, and like you said, you're gonna spend 12 hours on working diligently on your business, especially in the first beginning, to get it off the ground. um you know what you need to do, how much time you need to put into it. And
Right.
so that's going to take time away from what you have to maybe do for your family, for a particular season. It's going to take time out of other things that you are doing on a regular daily basis. But if you can find a way to still serve your family, giving them healthy meals, teaching them, well, this is why we're eating this way, or no, mommy's not making spinach, but we have this spinach that from this particular company, and it's still just as good, or whatever it is. But being able to still serve your family and serving your business
Absolutely.
um is
Absolutely.
is crucial. It's a game changer.
I agree. I agree. And that's another thing that I've learned about self care. As women, we feel like we can do it all. And to be honest with you, we can do it all, but we need to learn to give some things away for other people to help us. One of the greatest advice that I received from a friend of mine, one of my best friends, she's actually a life coach, was she said, you need to just delegate. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm doing this and do that. She said, just hire somebody to clean your house. Hire somebody, and I pay somebody to clean my house, that's extra money going there. She's like, what about the time it's taking you to clean your?
Yes.
So we don't think like that. We have to learn to delegate. That's part of self-care. Although you do have the power to do it all, you are killing yourself by trying to do it all. You're bringing you can use your mind for so many other things. That time that you're spending to cook and slave over the stove, you can hire us as the way health, and we'll provide dinner for the whole week. We'll provide lunch for the whole week, and that gives you time to focus on you, to focus on the things that you feel like you feel passionate about. at that moment. So that's part of self-care.
Absolutely. And I remember 10 years ago when I had my last baby, that I was a stay-at-home mom, and I could meal prep. I mean, I remember like mason jars were the thing. You just had to have a slew of mason jars, and you could just put all of your vegetables and fruits in the mason jar, and you store them all in your refrigerator. And you're ready to do your smoothie. You just dump the contents in and the ice into your Vitamix, and you just blend it and go. And I remember 10 years ago, I had the time to do that.
Right.
The children were very small then, so I didn't have to, I wasn't dropping anybody at practice, and we may go and have a play date here or there, but because most of my time was at home, I had the opportunity available to me to meal prep. Like now, the thought of me being in the kitchen for hours on a Saturday or a Sunday to meal prep for the entire week.
Right.
And my family is bigger now, and like, so the kids aren't babies anymore; they're big kids, and they actually eat. I would like
Right.
the thought of that. Overwhelms me. It makes me cringe. I'm like, oh, there's no way. And they love smoothies, so I started something 10 years ago, and it's a beautiful thing. But now they're drinking as much as I am. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to a little baby cup? I get you a little sip and you go on. Now they want to fill up their bottles with smoothies and different things. So I don't I I would rather pay somebody else to do it. I'm sorry. And I'm okay with that. And I'm comfortable with it. 10 years ago, no, I would never do that. I have to bake these sweet potatoes for my baby, and put it in a little Vitamix for them, because there's no way I can, because we're not eating store-bought baby food. I'm still that way, but I'm like, what could I do?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. My mom always said something that stuck to me as you were talking. It's not how hard you work, it's how smart you work. So we be everything. We want to give our family healthy meals. We want to, have the house clean, and, we want all those results, but it's not about working hard necessarily. It's about working smart. Think about people like Bill Gates. You think Bill Gates is slaving, like, working 12 hours and not sleeping? No, he is sleeping. He is money is coming to him in his sleep. So we need to change our mindset and know that it's not us sweating and working hard and being there for everybody. It's about us having the same result, but working smart. So if you can have somebody cook the meal for you and it's healthy, and your family is eating healthy, and you're confident that, they're putting good things in their body, why would you slave on the stove? Work smart. And this goes for every area of our life as women. Self-care is important. When you are taking care of yourself, you're able to give the world, the best of you. Give your family the best of you. Give your children the best of you. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And I absolutely, that was just beautifully said. um because once we deal with the insides, right, and that's just putting the good things in so that we can get the good things out. And I would always tell my clients, and they would say, oh, my scalp is so dry, oh, I'm having this with my hair, oh, my hair is breaking off. And so I always start with, well, how much water are you drinking?
yes.
What are you eating?
Oh my.
And it was literally, I remember what I love. One of my clients, she was in college at the time when I met her, and I remember uh, she needed money for college, to stay in college, so she joined like the Army Reserve or something, one of the reserves. And I would always ask her that question. She came and she would get relaxer, and then and because it's college, nobody has money. They're not keeping regular appointments. And when she would come, I'm like, oh my God, what happened to your hair? It's breaking off. What are you drinking? She's like, Pop,
Right.
whatever's in the dorm, and all of this stuff. So she goes off to the reserve. She comes back in 90 days or 4 months, however long that training program is. And she gets a relaxer. I cut it. It's so beautiful. And it's like, the oil was just, it just had a sheen to it, and it was already on the hair shaft. So I don't have to add all this oils and spray to it because it had a natural sheen. And I was
Right.
like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? She was like, well, I only could drink water and the food that they gave us. And I turned her around and I said, I told you water works.
Yep. And especially women of color. I'm sorry to call us.
Yes.
We are so focused on getting our nails done, getting our hair done, getting our lashes, and we neglect what is on the inside. And you just say it's from the inside out. You know, what is, if you're sick on the inside, if you're in that hospital bed, your lashes ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna matter.
Uh-uh.
It's not gonna matter if you can't walk because you don't gain so much weight, or you're not taking care of your body. It's not gonna matter. We gotta take care of ourselves from the inside. And you made a point. It's so important for people to know that what you put on the inside comes out on the outside. If you're drinking so much water, if you're eating healthy, you ain't gotta put on so much makeup because your skin will be glowing, baby.
Yes.
You don't gotta do much. People ask me all the time, they're like, oh, you're a mother of three. How do you look like that? Did you work out? I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm not the best example. I don't work out like that. It's all about eating healthy. I'm not on the diet. I haven't been on the diet in 3 years. I just made a decision to worry about what I eat and put in my body and eat some plant-based, eat healthy things, and just by eating healthy, I don't got to worry about how much I eat. I eat as much as I need to eat. When I'm full, I'm full. I don't have to worry about measure calories. I haven't measured calories in almost 4 years.
That's good.
Never had to worry. I'm telling you, sis, I've not had to worry about my weight in 4 years. I had a baby a year and a half ago, and the weight came off right away because of what I'm eating. So a lot of us need to
Well,
know.
I need the menu.
I love it's your genetics. I was born like this. We big bone in my family. It's not necessarily true, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. The reason why I say it's not true is that a lot of times we eat what our family has been eating for years. The
Yes.
reason we're eating like this is because that's all we know. When I had to change my diet, it took me a long time to adjust because what I know was different. So if you change, what you know, and just make up your mind, and I'm going to take care of my body, I'm going to go back to self-care and take care of my body and change what I eat, you're going to get the result. I'm not saying you're going to be a stick. Nobody wants to be a stick, but you're going to just feel good. You're going to look good. You're going to be healthy. So yeah.
Absolutely. And it all goes to, and everything you're saying, and to our topic, dressing her mind, and it's a mindset.
Absolutely.
And because we grew up in it, it's like it's ingrained in us. And so it's gonna be a hard turn. It's a
Yes.
hard sale, right? We're totally gonna go against the grain when we decide to change our habits, changing what we eat, changing the way that we think
Right.
about what we eat. But one thing that we can all clearly agree on and not deny is that the results work.
It works.
And it works. I mean, I know people. One girl I met, well, not I. We keep saying last year. We're gonna say 2019. And I remember meeting her, and she said, and she was vegan, and we were eating lunch together, and I was buttering my bread, but she didn't make me feel bad about it.
Oh,
She didn't. She was really good about it, and she was just telling me her journey, and she was like, "Yeah, I lost 50 pounds," and I'm like, "What?" And
mhm.
she was like, "Yeah," and it hadn't been a long time at all since she
Yeah.
had started the journey, and she looked great. She didn't even look like she was 50 pounds heavier. Like it just didn't look like 50 pounds more, looked like it could be on her body. I'm like, when were
Yeah.
you ever 50 pounds
Yeah.
extra? And um it was just a mindset, and just it was really, she was a big part of me that really began to help me think and not make me feel bad about it. Like feel bad with the butter in my bread. Cause I would be like, oh, wait, once I become plant-based, you eating chicken?
No,
You still eat fried chicken? No.
I I'm very passionate about plant-based, but honestly, I feel like it's a decision for everybody. Some people come in
Mhm.
plant-based and they can still eat meat 10% of the time, or eat fish 10. So that's why I don't say vegan, because vegan
Ah,
at all. Plant-based is just make sure, like, it's just making sure that 90% of your meals are plant. You know, somebody like me, I don't eat meat at all, but being plant-based, there are plant-based people that eat fish or that eat, once in a while. I know a lot of people will argue like, well, how are you plant-based? But plant-based is just making sure most of everything you're consuming is plant, is made, it's not processed. And they are vegans. Let me tell you, there are vegans out there that they are so unhealthy. Not eating meat doesn't mean that you're healthy, because you could be
Oh yeah.
eating cheese for lunch, for dinner, and fried tofu or whatever so it's not about not eating meat. I want to just clarify that. It's about
Okay.
eating what is from nature, what we were designed to eat, eating vegetable, eating your fruit, and letting that be most of what you eat on a daily basis, because some people are just not ready to give up meat. My husband, he's plant-based on Monday to Friday, but on Saturday and Sunday, that he's gonna eat that turkey, he's gonna eat that fish.
Okay, that's the kind of plan I want. Monday through Friday, I'm gonna be plant-based.
Honestly,
And on a,
and if you see him, he's over 40. He looks literally like he's 20 years old. He lost a lot of weight. He's aging backwards, and it does a lot for you. So you have to start where you are. You can't say, oh, I've been eating this way, I've been eating all my meat, all of a sudden I'm going to give up everything. You're going to fail.
no.
I'll start by skipping meat or eating mostly plant on Mondays. And then after you've done Mondays for a while, you can add, another day, to go at your own pace. And, so I totally agree with not making people feel bad, but just encouraging them to eat healthy.
Absolutely. And I like that you said going at your own pace. And the biggest thing I took from that is be consistent. So, and I like the way you said it, because maybe I can do a half a day. I can do 12 hours on Monday. No. Of trying to do, attempting plant-based,
Right.
and doing it slowly, so that I can get the results that I need. And then, even when we think about when you said you feel better inside, and it affects your brain, it affects your brain activity,
Right.
and even your body is sending signals to the
Yes.
brain like, I have energy, let's get those legs moving, let's get up and let's get out of here, and it's a beautiful thing, and that is going to help you on your journey to being healthy and staying healthy,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
because
And
it's
if you're not taking care of your inside, then you're not really doing self-care. A
yes.
lot of people miss self-care. I need time. You got to take care of your inside. Self-care is mental, it's your mental wellness, it's your physical wellness, your spiritual wellness, and also, just taking care of yourself on the outside. That should actually be last, in my opinion, because when your spirit is strong, your body is strong, you're feeding your body with good things, everything else will just come into place. You're more motivated to take care of the outside. You're more motivated to live your dreams and to do the things you feel called to do. It's all joined together. But honestly, in my opinion, I think we mix it. We're way off. We're like, I got to do my own self-care, and it's all about taking care of the outside, which is important. I'm a big advocate for that. I own a clothing line. I love makeup. I love all that. But I just feel like we miss it a lot, in that, if you understand, if you can get what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I just want to switch gears a little bit. I have a segment in the middle of the show I like to call Spill Your Guts, and I just always pick like a random question to ask. So I want to know, what is the most amount of money you've spent on a purse?
That's a very hard question because I'm so frugal. I have purses, but to be honest with you, I don't spend money on my purse. I have Louis Vuitton. But I got all my purses that are expensive. I got it from my husband and my mom. Like, I don't buy it for myself. So the most amount of money that I personally, probably like 70 on Michael Kors on sale somewhere.
Okay. Okay. Hey, that's
Example for that.
okay. Okay. Cool. So, she gets other people to buy her expensive gifts.
Right.
It works. It
Yep.
works. It works.
With smart.
So, so tell us, or my question would be, what would you say to the woman who has issues with dressing her mind or getting to be her best self as it relates to her wellness, identifying, getting to the root of why am I like this, or why am I gravitating towards this particular thing? How can I, her identifying like, hey, maybe food is my problem, or maybe a toxic man is my problem, or help us understand, what would you say to that woman who is struggling with her wellness and herself, in herself, knowing that, hey, I'm worth being healthy, I'm worth being in a healthy relationship. What would you say to that woman?
I mean, first of all, I would say you're worth it. All because you don't feel like it doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean that you're not worth it. And I feel like a lot of times we, even from childhood, we let other people define us, to let us, to tell them, oh, you're pretty, or you're not pretty enough, you're smart, you're not smart enough, you're not creative enough, you can't do this, you can't be a doctor, you can't be an entrepreneur, you can't be a millionaire. We let other people speak into us so much that after a while, we start to believe it. But what I would do, what worked for me, what helped me in knowing who I am, is my faith in God. Because I know that, I believe that God created me, and what better way to know my worth and to know why I was created, if without knowing the person that created me. So what has helped me, because for a long time in my teenage years, I really dealt with insecurity. When people would tell me, oh, you're so pretty, I would think they were lying, because I dealt with insecurity, because I was bullied as a young child. So I believed all the lies that everybody has said. But what really helped me is just having that faith in God and renewing my mind daily. I started to read what God said about me. It says, I made you while in your mother's womb. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. So knowing that, I meditated on those things every day. So what I would tell you, that you're struggling with just seeing the beauty in yourself, you're struggling with seeing the worth in yourself, is just go to the source. Number one, go to God. Find out why He created you. Find out why He loved you. Find out what His word says about you, and begin to meditate on that. And whatever you've heard that people are saying you're not good enough, you begin to throw those words, because a lot of it is really in our thought, is on what we meditate on every day. Maybe write a confession, or write some things out for yourself that you say every day, and go in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am meant to be a millionaire, whatever. I'm just giving an example. And when you say it every day, you begin to believe it, because it says faith comes by hearing. And just like you believe the lies that you're not worthy, just like you believe the lies that you're not going to be good enough, or you can't accomplish things, you can retrain your mind to start believing the truth, which is, the truth is, you are wonderful, you are beautiful, you can be anything you put your mind to. So I hope that that was helpful, because that was something that really helped me to get out of a dark place, is just knowing who I am according to what God says about me.
That's good. That is, hey, she summed up the show, everybody. That was beautiful. And I think that is something that we need to explore and understand, and like you said, and I think when we are putting in our bodies what we need to put in, it's a scientific fact that it's going to affect you mentally, right? And it's going to allow your mind to be clear. And so that when you are saying those daily affirmations, it's coming from, it's building up that hope. And the
Right.
hope, you know, is going to lead you to that faith. So
Right.
you're having the hope that I'm beautiful, and hoping that I'm pretty, and one day you're gonna look in that mirror and you're gonna believe that thing. And when you walk out of that door, it don't matter what anybody says to you. They can't bring you down. They can't steal your joy because you know your worth. They
Absolutely.
can't devalue you.
No, because you know who you are. You know your
That's
worth.
right.
And like the more you say it, the more you program in your mind, especially when you're
Yes.
voice, the more you begin to believe it. So it's just about being consistent in saying it. And the more you start to see yourself as that beautiful, successful, smart, intelligent, women that you are, because the reason why we don't feel worthy, the reason why we don't accomplish a lot, the reason why we're in that little cage in our mind is because we have believed so much of the lies. Yes, I said it. So much of the lies is a lie. So much of the lie that other people have labeled us. That's the thing. The world will always label you. People will label you based on what they see, what they think, or what they see. But guess what? They didn't create you. Guess what? They don't know what God's plan for you for tomorrow is. So we have to reprogram our mind. We have
Yes.
to. And once you start reprogramming your mind, you start to see yourself different. And once you start to see yourself different, you start to produce different fruit. You actually start to be that successful, smart woman, because it starts in the mind first. You
Yes.
can't be successful. You can't be beautiful. You can't value yourself until you see it first. So
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Lois, tell us where we can find you, how we can connect with you, how we can check out those fashion pieces that you have.
well, yes. I would love you guys to visit my website. Our website, shophadara.com. You can check out our fashion. I mean, we have so many gorgeous, gorgeous pieces, accessories, gorgeous spring and summer dresses. So yeah, check out our website. It's shophadara.com. And you can also find me on social media. I am on Instagram and Facebook as Salmis Lois. I look forward to connecting with you guys. Send me a DM.
Awesome. Awesome. So, tell us, I was going to ask for your clothes. What sizes do you go up to?
So we go to all sizes. Actually, we go to up to 3X. Yeah,
Okay.
but not all of our clothes go to 3X. Most of our clothes is, I would say, small, medium, and large, and then we have different sections that goes to 1X, 2X, and 3X.
Okay. Awesome. 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 So, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. This
For having
has been absolutely, this has been really, really good. I can't wait to you launch the product line. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat healthy. I mean, and so for me, my mind is there. My mind is ready to eat healthy, and I've been on this journey for so long. After every kid, I'm on a journey to get my life together. But I just wanted to stick this time. I just wanted to be done, um, and to be a lifestyle. Like
yeah,
if it's a lifestyle, then I'm not on
yeah.
this fad of a diet, and I'm not chasing this diet here, and I'm not trying to. It's too much. It's too much.
Diets, I mean, I do not, diets do not work. It has to be a mind, we've been talking about mind all night. It has to be a mind shift. Okay, I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to feel good. I
Yes,
look good. Therefore, I'm going to take care of me, self-care, and eat something that is good for me. So it's a mindset. It's making up your mind that because I'm worthy, because I deserve it, because I'm me, I'm special. I have a great purpose. I'm going to put good things in my body because my body deserves it. So it's a mindset,
absolutely.
making up your mind to be healthy, making up your mind to take care of yourself. Yeah.
Yes, right. Make up your mind, everybody. Make up your mind. Go on over to shopadara.com and check out some lovely pieces. Thank you, Lois, so much for coming on to the show. And if you haven't, go and check out her Instagram and her Facebook at Psalmist Lois. And I can't wait to work with you in the future. And I would love to have you on the show again sometime, to talk about the new business, and we can dive deep into some healthy stuff.
I'll be
Um, yeah. And that's it. That's our show for today. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming on. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. And go and check out Miss Lois. She has some good pieces. I know you guys are going to love them. And I'll let you know when the new product, her new business launches. And I'm going to try it out. Hey, I think it's going to be a good thing. My mind is made up. I'm ready. My mind is ready. And so if my mind is ready, we're going to get the body together. And that's my show for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. You guys have a great night.